According to legend, one day around the 1840s, as the Earl of Shrewsbury was returning home to his house at Alton Towers estate, a beggar woman stopped his carriage in the middle of the road near an old oak tree and asked him if he could spare a coin or two. However, he cruelly refused and told his driver to move on, so immediately she put a curse on him. The old woman told the Earl that for every branch of the old oak tree that fell off, a member of the Earl's family would die. The Earl dismissed this and carried on his way. That same night, a violent storm caused a single branch from the old oak tree to break and fall. Later that evening, a member of the Earl's family suddenly and mysteriously died, which understandably scared the noble out of his wits. To prevent other tragedies, the next morning he ordered his servants to wrap metal chains around the branches to stop any more from falling off. In 1918, the lands which the oak tree stands were sold off as part of a sale of estate assets. But the story doesn't quite end there. On the 9th of April 2007, one of the main boughs of the old oak tree fell, the chains no longer able to carry the great weight. Fortunately, it had been confirmed by the family of the current Earl of Shrewsbury that no one has died since the incident. And the great oak tree, which located near the village of Alton, Staffordshire, England, still stands to this day, and around 170 years later, despite the collapse of April 2007, many chains remain in place. There are slight variations in the story, however, the core remains the same. One version states it was an old man who cursed the Earl, not a woman. A second version is that instead of a storm bringing down a branch, the Earl's son was riding out the next day, and as he passed the old oak tree, the woman had been standing under a branch which fell on top of him, knocking him from his horse and killing him. The third version of the story, invented for the theme park attraction Hex, the legend of the towers at Alton Towers theme park, states the Earl brought the fallen branch back to his home, where he performed experiments in his ball to try and break the curse. According to the Stoke Sentinel, it is often said that myths and legends are often based on truth. The large chains were forged in the early 1800s, around the same time that the tree's legend is based. Then there are the stone steps leading up to the tree and the clearing around it, which someone spent a great deal of time and effort creating.